Yo, what's up guys? This is Rise and welcome to another video. Today, we are showcasing some battles from For the Battles, a terrific battler in the community. This woman oftentimes is climbing the tops of the GBL leaderboard and has been a terrific battler in the community for a long time now. She is running a unique team. Shadow Magnezone, Wigglytuff, Tropius. We'll get to that in a sec. This team she created also inspired another amazing battler, Z Zwilus, brother of popular content creator Jonkus, and just a phenomenal battler in his own right, a special event champion in Barcelona. I hope I'm remembering that correctly. But he's always climbing the leaderboards as well. And if you look at the GBL leaderboards today, Z Zwilus gave me permission, since everyone in his range knows what he's running already, to say he's running this team as well. And he got to number 2 on the global leaderboard with this team that you're going to see For the Battles run, and that For the Battles came up with. So, you might look at this team. I'll pause it real quickly. You might look at this team and think, what word could we describe it? Maybe a word that also happens to be the title of a Britney Spears song. But, my counter argument, Shadow Magnezone, in my opinion, my humble opinion, Shadow Magnezone is a very high-skill Pokemon, a Pokemon that's difficult to use. Pair it with 2 fast-move Pokemon in the back, it kind of balances out. And I think the results may speak for themselves with how Z Zwilus has performed with this team. And we'll see how Kim is able to get the job done as well. Shadow Magnezone here against Chargebug in the lead. This is an interesting matchup. Goes straight for the Wild Charge and dips out. Chargebug now gonna bank the energy, and they swap to Lantern. I wonder if this is the team that we recently showcased with Azumarill in the back. If that's the case, I think this team just straight up beats that team. I don't know if they can do a whole lot with that Razor Leaf Tropius waiting for the Azumarill. But let's see what happens here. Disarming Voice gets shielded by the Lantern. I think it's a safe play, right? You guarantee the shield or some big time damage. Icy Wind would be kind of risky. And gonna come in with Tropius. I think Lantern's only gonna reach 1 move here if they go for Thunderbolt. Let's see, Razor Leaf's chunking away. Okay, but this has to be a Surf, because you would need 2 Sparks, even if you were at 100 energy, to get to another Thunderbolt. Kim knows that. She lets it go. Swaps Magnezone, and uh-oh, there's a Mandibuzz in the back. Okay. So this game is not over, because the Chargebug has double X Scissor, I believe. So double X Scissor could cause some issues here. I don't think Magnezone is quite an X Scissor range. If it debuffs itself, however, it will be. Gets the final Protect Shield. Oh, they overtapped. I think the opponent overtapped. They swapped and tried to throw the X Scissor, but instead they did a Volt Switch, which is unfortunate. GG. This right here, I asked Tho Technical, one of the best players in the world, popular content creator, what he thinks about this matchup. And he told me he loves this matchup as Magnezone, because I believe he was running Shadow Magnezone at EUIC. And with Shadow Gligar being like the most common Pokemon in the meta, I was like, how do you feel about the Shadow Gligar matchup? He said he loves this matchup, specifically in the lead. He said he doesn't love it like as a counter swap per se, but in the lead, because you can do that. You can land the resisted, air quotes, Wild Charge, and then dip out. And that Gligar has taken so much damage now, and now the Wiggles, wiggle, 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 going to eat the Thunderbolt on the chin and go for the Disarming Voice here. Someone commented that I use that phrase a lot. I do. I have noticed that. You know, in like commentary, as some of y'all know, I did sports broadcasting in college. That's like what I wanted to pursue originally. In commentary, you learn as a broadcaster, you have like crutches per se, like certain phrases or things that you like will tend to say a lot or fall back on. We all have them. So I tend to use that phrase a lot. Takes the move on the chin. I don't know. I don't know if I would say that's a crutch per se, or if it's more of like a catchphrase. It's somewhere in between, maybe. Somewhere in between. Wild Charge gets shielded, but Tropius is going to love this matchup as long as they don't have Ice Punch. That could be a little bit scary here. Ice Punch. Nope, it's the Shadow Ball. Should outpace. Going for the Aerial Ace. I think Leaf Blade's all you really need here, to be honest. Leaf Blade is such a strong move. But going for the Aerial Ace just to be sure. And then 1 Razor Leaf is going to knock out the Gligar. Well done. To be fair, Kim could safely go for Aerial Ace before they would get to Shadow Ball. Like, I think they might have... It was kind of close to that Night Slash, potentially, but Tropius wouldn't have fainted to a Night Slash anyway. Trev. A little bit of a core breaker here, because Trev's going to do well against both Magnezone and the Razor Leaf variant of Tropius. So let's see how Kim plays out. She gets a shield, and that's how crazy Magnezone is, right? Like, the Wild Charge that they're threatening is resisted, and yet it still threatens a shield. Shadow Ball connects onto Tropius. Going for the Aerial Ace. It's a charge attack priority. Will we see a shield come up? Yes, we will. Gonna shield. And now the opponent's faced with a decision to shield or not to shield. That is the question. Aerial Ace coming through from Tropius and knocks out the Trevenant. In comes Sableye APA Ghost Line. If Tropius can get to this Leaf Blade, that'll be really nice. Oh, this is lovely. This will leave the Sableye fairly low and leave a very comfortable Charm down. Getting the shield is really nice too. And now, oh my gosh. I think Kim has lots of options here to close this game out. You could honestly shield the Magnezone and Volt Switch down. You could... Oh, Kim, what are we doing? We top lefted? We feel bad? We feel bad for RPSing? I don't know what happened there. Kim might have to explain herself. Kim might have to explain to herself. I leave... I'm traveling this weekend, so I may not be responsive to YouTube comments, but Kim will have to explain herself in the comments. We see Wiggles eat the move from Gligar. In comes Ferrothorn. This is kind of bad. This is kind of bad. Ferrothorn you don't see too often, but oh my gosh, this is like perfect for the opponent because they can Mirror Shot and get a big Bullet Seed down. Icy Wind will leave this Ferrothorn debuffed, but I think you have to come in with Tropius. The Power Whips will just add up too much against Magnezone, so yeah, you got to come in with Tropius, dude. And these Razor Leafs are double resisted against that Steel Grass dual typing, so this is going to be a difficult farm down. However, the Mirror Shots are not going to do very much either. So maybe you're content just taking a bazillion Mirror Shots and going for this massive Razor Leaf down. You eventually force them to switch out. So this isn't so bad. I actually forget what the lead Pokemon was, though. Was it Gligar? I think it was Gligar, right? So not... Wait, no. Was it Gligar? I think I'm tripping. Goes for the Mirror Shot here. Probably wants this to connect, because if this connects, then you can maybe Volt Switch down after a shield. I think you gotta shield Magnezone at this point. Otherwise, fast moves start to become an issue. It's just so glassy. Come on, Magnezone gets the Volt Switch down. That's huge. It was Gligar. I'm not tripping. How did I forget? Okay, has the back-to-back, but that was a charge attack priority. So are we going to see the shield come up from Kim? She tries throwing the back-to-back. Has this Mirror Shot loaded. It was an Aerial Ace bait. But here's the thing. Still has a decent chunk of health on the Tropius, so she could honestly just instant swap here, and that's exactly what she's going to do. I don't know if that was a Power Whip catch. We'll see. Was it a Mirror Shot or a Power Whip? It was a Mirror Shot. And I think Kim might just be committing to fast moves at this point, because doesn't feel like she's going to get to 2 charge moves before the fast moves knock out. So just committing to fast moves. Oh, and... Ferrothorn gets there, but I don't think Ferrothorn is at 2 charge moves. It would need a Power Whip loaded. Oh, it has a move. It has a move. Is it a Power Whip or is it just a Mirror Shot? It's a Power Whip. Oh my gosh. Heartbreaking defeat. Heartbreaking defeat. Well played to the opponent. And credit to Kim. She included that one separately because she was like, I actually had like a really heartbreaking loss that I wanted to throw in there. So credit to Kim for throwing that one in there. That was a tough loss, but wow, really well played by the opponent. Really close game. I wonder, maybe, obviously hindsight's 2020. I might have done the same exact thing as Kim there, but I wonder if she had thrown the Leaf Blade, if that extra 1 HP of damage could have made a difference. Anyway, we see the hard counter with the Razor Leaf against the Whiscash. Very fun. Aerial Ace coming through against Charizard. Charizard actually going to be forced to shield the Aerial Ace. It wouldn't do that much, but We know how squishy Charizard is. Eventually, Charizard is going to throw a Dragon Claw here. Lots of energy on this Charizard is scary, that's for sure. But the Volt Switches are going to add up so much. Comes in with Wiggles. Comes in with Wiggles instead. And is going to no shield. Is going to no shield. And it's a Dragon Claw. Calls the Dragon Claw. Oh my gosh. Kim going Savage Mode. Like Travis Scott, Savage Mode. Is that the right reference, I think? And now Red is Steel. Just no fast move pressure against Magnezone. Full Volt Switch down. Not quite. Going to throw the Mirror Shot here. Mirror Shot, I think, should knock out from this low of health. Oh, grabs the shield. Goes for the back-to-back Mirror Shots. Magnezone going to say bye-bye, my fellow Steel type. And poor little Charizard can do nothing. Can do nothing down a shield. With the wing attacks being double resisted. G to the G. Next battle, here we go. You see that Elo climbing, approaching that 3,000 range. Kim already having previously hit Legend. Yikes. What do we do here? Do we stay and we Mirror Shot? And hope for a debuff? Those after 4. I think throwing after 3. Like, neither is great, but I think 3 is probably less rough. So I guess you just hope they stay in and you can charm it down. They Flame Charge. And then you hope it's like, oh wait, I've seen this line with like Whimsicott and then a water type. If that's the case, you could totally win this. Talon, Annihilate, okay. Seemed like Kim was expecting some sort of counter to the Wiggly, so just instantly swapped the Tropius. Getting off the Disarming Voice first would have been kind of nice, or even baiting the Icy Wind. But maybe Kim knows the team. Maybe Kim is reading the team. Leaf Blade coming through. Knocks out. And it's Lickian back. Okay. Getting to this is nice. If Licky gets a full lick down, though, this could be tough. Because Wiggles is like just about Body Slam range. If you can debuff the Wiggles, or sorry, if you can debuff the Lickitung, I think you live the next. So needs to instantly throw this Icy Wind. However, I think Licky probably still gets the double Body Slam. It got so much energy. Double Body Slam or even Power Whip could be enough still. Let's see what the opponent decides to do. They're going to go for Power Whip. And yeah, it's almost enough. A few more licks. G to the G. Talonflame, very difficult lead. Very difficult lead. If she somehow overcame the Talonflame, that'd be pretty crazy. We see the instant throw of the Wild Charge. Now, will Kim elect to shield since the opponent was able to throw on Charge Attack priority? Yes, she will. Shield the X's are here. And going to catch successfully on the Wigglytuff. Very nice. You also create a desync in the switch timer here, which could be valuable. In comes the Lantern. Once again, do we think it's the Azumarill in back, this double electric, double water team? I kept calling it ABA Electric, and people were like, it's not really ABA Electric, guys. It's more like ABB with electric and water. And I'm like, yeah, you're kind of right. You're kind of right. But now it's like, like you got to obviously just come in with Tropius. It's probably the safer play. Yeah. I was going to say, like, go for a Volt Switch down and shield the Surf, but you don't want to go down both shields. Do they come back in with Chargia? They don't. Mandibuzz. Oh, we've already seen this team. I wonder if it was the same person or not. Yikes, dude. You know it might be a bait. Okay, great shield. Has to throw. So, Charger's only one away from X-Scissor. If they let it go... Oh, they don't let it go. Goes for the Mirror Shot here. Charger has the X-Scissor, so they can shield and X-Scissor the Magnezone, and that's what they're going to do here. And this looks like a very tall task for the Tropius. Also, I think... Oh, okay. Kim just thinks it's over. Probably was. I forget how healthy the Mandibuzz was, but if Mandibuzz wasn't at least like 50% or lower, it's probably over. Yikes, dude. Greedent? I probably would just instant swap Wiggly. But Kim electing to throw the Wild Charge and then probably going to go Wiggly. So gets the shield advantage here. And now, oh gosh. Met by Scarm. So, like, this seems horrible, but it's actually, like, not the worst situation in the world. And notice how she's actually trying to give it less farm, just, like, waiting till the Wiggly's as low as possible before firing off this Icy Wind, so you're not giving the Scarm more farm. The thing is, does Scarm still reach double Brave Bird here? I'm not sure. Gonna shield, gonna respect the potential Brave Bird, and it is a Brave Bird. Next Volt Switch KO. Oh, this is only Sky Attack, though. This has to be Sky Attack. And they're debuffed. Oh, so that does nothing. Looking for the instant pivot. Really doesn't want to eat a move. Oh, it's a Whiscash. Why are they staying? They're throwing the Scald because they feel like if they debuff the Tropius, it'll help their Greedent secure this, maybe? Greedent still has lots of energy banked, right? Greedent never threw a move earlier, so Greedent has a lot of energy. This actually might be really clever from the opponent because they still have a little bit of health on the Whiscash, and those Mud Shots could be devastating to the Magnezone if they can keep it around. However, Magnezone, I believe, is only like 1 Volt Switch off a move. Maybe I'm wrong, though. Another move coming through. Gonna use the final Protect Shield against this Greedent. Tropius going to faint, I believe, to this next Body Slam. Greedent so spammy. Tropius goes down, but we see Magnezone has the Mirror Shot. Is this going to be enough to knock out the Shadow Whiscash? It is resisted, but it knocks out. Is 2 away, and oh my gosh, what a win. Magnezone says, get in the zone. Get on my level, Greedent. And flips a very tough lead. And finds a way to win. What a battle that was. Great win, Kim. That was crazy. Sableye. Kind of weird, because, like, it always stinks, in my opinion, when you have, like, such a hard answer to something in the back. But, like, is it really worth swapping out? Kim thinks so. She's going to swap out. She got the shield advantage. In comes Noctowl. You don't see Noctowl too often anymore. Let me know in the comments, are any of you still running Noctowl? I certainly am not. It's crazy how, like, nerfing 1 move, just nerfing Sky Attack, simply went from Noctowl being the most common Pokemon in the meta to hardly ever used anymore. But it's still not bad. Still bulky. Still has Wing Attack. I think you got to respect the Shadow Ball here. Shadow Ball would probably just about knock out the Magnezone. Maybe leave it in, like, farm down range. Gets a nice farm down. It has a move. Oh, gets the catch and a charm through. This is amazing. That is massive. And it's an Azumarill back. This is not a hard response to the Wiggles. So Wiggles going to get off the Disarming Voice, and it's a charge attack priority. This is like best case scenario. I think Kim's in a great spot here. Disarming Voice connects. I guess the only scary thing is, like, the fast move pressure. Oh, they actually Hydro Pump. Wow. The only scary thing is the fast move pressure against this Magnezone. So you're forced to Mirror Shot here. And then you're only like 2 off double Mirror Shot, which might be all you need. Oh, they shield. I don't think that was the play. I think the opponent should have saved their shields for Sableye. Because the Shadow Claws would do more, right? The Shadow Claws would do more damage than the Bubbles. And now you simply shield. I believe that Volt Switch that went through should result in you having the energy for the Mirror Shot loaded. There it is. Click on the Mirror Shot. Magnezone looking mean, angry, and gets the win. Some of y'all know I'm a Wisconsin sports fan, so like a Green Bay Packer fan, for example. And Stephen A. Smith, a popular sports commentator. This is a good lead for Magnezone, by the way. He used to always, back in like Aaron Rodgers' heyday, when Aaron Rodgers was winning MVPs and stuff, which wasn't that long ago, Stephen A. Smith used to be like, Aaron Rodgers is a bad man. So sometimes I use that. I was going to say that for Magnezone, but I didn't know if people would get the reference. I'm sure some of you would have got it, but just kind of weird when it's in reference to when it's with a Magnezone. Magnezone's not really a man. I don't know what he is. He's a magnet, I guess. In comes Bastiodon against Wiggles. You know, you debuff the Basti, and suddenly, like, Basti's probably going to have to throw energy here. I don't think the Basti can farm. Yeah, Basti's going to have to throw energy to get rid of Wiggles. Look at how annoying Wiggles is for Basti. This, like, isn't as bad as you'd think it'd be. Obviously, it's not, like, even. Like, the Basti's already been chipped a lot and stuff, but you know what I mean? Like, you wouldn't think it's that okay for Wiggles. Oh my gosh. Is Magnezone going to completely farm down? Not quite. Going to throw the Mirror Shot here. Has so much energy for whatever the back Pokemon is. And it is Trevenant. I like going for Mirror Shots here because you give yourself a chance of debuff. And if you can debuff the final Pokemon, that's really nice. No debuff there. Going to throw back-to-back Mirror Shots. And honestly, this would still do some nice chip damage. No debuff, but I think you're chilling. And this is where the fast move pressure, Britney Spears reference, can be a little bit toxic. But, I don't know. It's effective. And when you pair it with Magnezone, I don't know if you can get mad at this team. Well, you could. But Magnezone is pretty fun. And shout out to this opponent. Opponent of culture going for the Mirror Shot bait. This is kind of savage. This is kind of a savage bait, Kim. Oh my gosh. Oh, and wins the charge attack priority. This is brutal for the opponent. This is brutal. They go down 2 shields. Now you just let the zone go, right? And I just let it go. Wild charge. Okay. Well, now the opponent's debuffed. Comes in Trope. They tried to wait to see what it was, so they actually waited slightly too long, just like a second too long, or maybe a half second too long, I should say, which allowed the extra Razor Leaf to go through. In comes Gligar, and normally this would be bad, right? But with shields down, Leaf Blade's going to chunk, and you probably switch into Wiggles, I would presume. Switches into Wiggles, and it's Azu. This looks really good. I think you have multiple avenues to close this out. You could potentially invest the shield in Wiggles. I think I might just elect to save the shield for Tropius in this situation. Let's see if Kim goes for the same. Because I think what's going to happen here is after the Disarming Voice connects, Azu will be able to knock out the Wiggles. But then Tropius can simply farm down before Azu can reach another move. And then you just save a shield for an Aerial Ace. And you're golden. Ice Beam knocks out Wiggles. Azu's not going to survive these Razor Leaves to get to an Ice Beam to grab that shield. Gligar will reach an Aerial Ace here. And they might be at double, actually. Are they at double or are they still 1 away? They're at the double. Is there any way this is enough? Tropius is really bulky, but it's going to take super effective damage from the Aerial Ace, but Tropius hangs on. The bulky flyer lives to see another day. And takes down the Gligar. Let's go. Next opponent. Magnezone versus Dinair. I do not like this for Magnezone, personally. I know you resist the Dragon Breaths, but it doesn't really look like it. They're kind of chunking. Going for the Mirror Shot bait. I do like the bait, because they might shield this. Yeah. Oh, straight into Wiggles. And they don't have a hard answer. Wow. Dragonair lead, no hard answer to Wiggles. To be fair, if you guys saw my last stream, I ran a meta team for 2 sets, and I was running like complete nonsense for 3 sets. Complete nonsense. My teams made no sense. And the record reflected. I went like 2-13. It was kind of sad. I think I have like a problem. It's like I have a lot of success running a meta team and I have fun, and then eventually like I get bored of it and I like go back to like Spice, and then I do bad, and then I get mad that I do bad, but like I'm the one that chose to go away from the meta into like a Spice team. I don't know what I'm doing. Self-sabotage. Anyway, back to Kim. It's not about me. It's about Kim. It's about Tropius. It's about Magnezone. And it's about Wigglytuff. Kim also nicknamed the Wigglytuff Miss Tough, which I thought was funny. Like Mrs. Puff. Is it Mrs. Puff or is it Miss Puff? Oh my gosh. I feel like it's Mrs. Puff, isn't it? Miss Puff. Mrs. Puff sounds better. Let me know in the comments. I'm blanking. Leaf Blade, SpongeBob reference, if any of you have no idea what I'm talking about. Leaf Blade coming through. Chips away at Cress. It's Magnezone's time to shine, hopefully. Gonna shield here. I haven't been fully paying attention to this battle, as you may have noticed. Gets the farm down. What's left? It's the Dragonair. Was that a charge attack party, or did they get denied? I think they got denied, if I had to guess. And they let it go through. They realized they weren't going to get to a move before Magnezone got to double. So that is a G to the G. Mr. Kendrick is the opponent, like Kendrick Lamar. I haven't really been following it, but I heard there's like some sort of diss track going on. I don't really know what it's about. I haven't listened to it, but I heard my buddy Evan talking about it, I think. Anyway, another side tangent. Uh-oh. Okay, barely gets off the Icy before going down. But that was pretty cool, actually, because you gave it as minimal farm as you possibly could. And still got the debuff off. Oh, and they let a sneak go through. Will Kim bother shielding? Not going to shield. It is the Brave Bird. Oh, wow, that did not very much. Did they undercharge that, or did it just do that much? I know, like, I know, Daniel, that it was debuffed and it's double resisted, but, like, it's still a Brave Bird against the Shadow Magnezone. You'd think it'd do a lot. Leaf Blade against Sableye. Tropius just kind of, like, outbulks Sableye. It's usually a favorable matchup for Tropius, I believe. So I think Trop is just going to 2-shield its way through, to be honest. Oh, actually calls the foul play. That makes sense. Oh, poor opponent. They probably felt like they were in a good spot, and then Tropius just ruined their day. Razor Leaf Tropius just ruined their day. But shout out to Kim for a unique team featuring Shadow Magnezone and then two Mons with fast move pressure in the back. You've got like insane charge move pressure from Shadow Magnezone, and then two very fast move pressure oriented Mons in the back. And like we mentioned at the start of the video, shout out as well to Mr. Zwilus, who reached number 2 on the GBL Global Leaderboard with this same team inspired from For the Battles. If you guys enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like on it. Subscribe to the channel. If you are new around here, I've got the battles are restarting. Comment down below. All comments are appreciated. And all that said, thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.